See, I ain't got time for wasting. Yeah, I'm busy with the line, so make it still try to get my imagination. So while you're hating on me, boy, I don't see your love like a blind day. Oh, yeah. See, I know you got to fake. All the lying and trying your work. But boy, I've been grind for the Lord to the day that I climb the greatness. You heard me? Yeah. So every song to put me on, I'm going all out. Lord, Jesus way, true to life, know what I'm talking about. That's when you see it when I roll up in your city, or I pull over. Or when you hating on the city, better tell them boys nobody colder. Yo, yeah. And see, I spit it out, leave you here, no give me, boy, I'm a soldier. 19, but I'ma live it to the limit. Keep on rapping Jesus, still he's sober. Listen, see, I'm a boy, come my shit, shock, go that shock, but out. Now we in a game, see any means, anyone force that out. Well, all gospel boys, yeah, Martin Law, yeah, Mule. Physically more fine, you gon' lyrically more suke. Cause the God where they give me this world, they from my back up. So me, I know they worry when the enemies attack. I keep on laughing at them boys while they're mocking us, okay? And anybody standing on the way, trying blocking us. Listen to this, I'm gonna be here for a while. Do you copy? So sit up there and relax, cause you really can't stop me.
Jesus, my message, so mix of the truth is some garbage. My mission is reach out of souls in the world, but never confirm it. You can label me misfit, I don't care, whatever. You can label me misfit, I don't care. You can label me misfit, I don't care, whatever. You can only ignore me, but I tell you, you gonna stop me. You gonna stop me. Only damage you run. I keep talking Jesus. Only damage you run. You gonna stop me. Only damage you run. Only damage you run. Only damage you run.
Looked like he was shot out of a cannon down the lane.
Oh, that was Something Sam featuring Daddy Vaz. You can't stop me. 2021. Be unstoppable. Be unstoppable. I repeat, be unstoppable. For grab the year and achieve your dreams. Nobody can stop you if you don't stop yourself. Okay, talking about somebody who can't be stopped. City at the moment in the FA Cup, 3 goes to nothing, win leading over Birmingham City, and it's still 48 minutes. You want to ask how many will they score? Bernardo Silva scored twice, and of course Phil Foden. I quickly run down of results. Chelsea as well against Mokambe. It's 3-0 for Chelsea as well. 53 minutes played, and of course Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and Callum Hudson-Odoi have all scored for Chelsea in that one. In Italy, Roma and Inter Milan play out a 2-2 draw. It took an 86-minute goal from Gianluca Mancini to peg back Roma, who have scored to peg back Inter Milan, who got goal from Milan Skriniar, and of course Achraf Hakimi. 2-2 draw. Seems like Inter Milan last 2 games, no wins, a loss and a draw. Milan won yesterday by 2 goals to nothing, returning back to winning ways. Parma and Lazio apparently are playing out a goalless encounter, and Udinese against Napoli 1-1 draw. Fiorentina will take on Cagliari later in the day, and of course Juventus 8:45 against Sassuolo. Okay, let's just talk on Juventus against Milan as it happened during the week. The only team that yet to lose a game in the top 5 leagues has to be AC Milan, and against an inconsistent Juventus who had a lot of draws, lost 1 game, that was to Fiorentina, the last game of 2020, going against Milan, who are riding rising high, and of course went to the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium in Milan and unexpectedly defeated Milan 3-1. That was an unbelievable. I don't know if it shocked anyone, but for me, it's an unbelievable result. Pirlo outclassing Pioli.
Okay, before my colleague continues, I in my own opinion, I think AC Milan had an off day. They had an off day. I've been following them. They've been playing fantastic this season. Juventus has been inconsistent and kind of a disappointment. I didn't believe that they would be at this position.
Yeah.
With what they played last season, they were just steamrolling everybody last season, and coming in this season, they are just nowhere to be found. So I think, for me, watching the game, AC Milan just had an off day.
AC Milan had an off day. Wenger.
Well, for me, I actually think that the history and the fact that Juventus are defending champions, they have this record of winning the Scudetto came to play. Well, class, like they say, is permanent and from temporal. They might have a patchy, start to the season, but that does not take away the fact that they have a record of winning and winning and winning. Apparently, that came to the fore, and of course, you might actually call Pirlo a rookie manager, but the fact that remains that rookie managers with decent and very good players could actually escape rather than an experienced manager with poor results. If you give someone that just started driving decently a Ferrari, he's likely going to outspeed a veteran driving a Mercedes, because the truth is the engine of a Ferrari is better than the engine when it comes to acceleration. So I think that came. I mean, when you have a team that has Dybala, Ramsey, Cristiano Ronaldo, what do you expect?
Federico Chiesa.
Look at the lineup of AC Milan. What you have there are decent players. None of them
are decent players who have made sure that Milan tops the league and went unbeaten. I mean, yes, before they lost that game against Juventus.
Before you can actually give them thumbs up, let's wait till if they are still top of the league at 30 games or 32 games. For now, they haven't even played up to 20 games. So I mean, it's too early to start giving them thumbs up.
Was that a change for Juventus against Milan?
I would say some players turned up. That basically, especially Federico Chiesa. That guy absolutely destroyed, the AC Milan defense. And I think when Pirlo noticed that, and that's the thing about an experienced manager, and Pirlo was a tactician as a player, has brought it in as a manager. So he's not just sitting down, he's watching the game. He observed the left back, I think was it Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez.
He discovered that he couldn't keep up with Federico, that's Chiesa, and he continued to attack that side, and that's we can see the first goal where Dybala gave that 1-2 kickback. That was fantastic, and it was as a result of Hernandez was just nowhere to be found. He was just looking, and then Pirlo observed, okay, this is the weak point in the game, and this individual for the other team, I'm going to work on this, and that's why we have Chiesa that's going to
Pirlo set up his team as a 4-4-2 most times. That has been his preferred formation. While Pioli of AC Milan will go for a 4-2-3-1 formation. But I'm going to put this on Juventus. Morata hasn't played the last 2 games, and definitely he's brought in Dybala, and there seems to be a kind of tweak in for Juventus. Yeah, Dybala has had limited playing time this season. I mean, it's always preferred Ronaldo and, of course, definitely Morata. But again, in that game, there was something I picked up, definitely. Ramsey was going to play on the right side of the midfield. No, is it right side or left side?
Right side.
At the right side of the midfield. He was playing on the right side. I mean, on paper, he was on the right side. In the game, Ramsey dropped into the middle. And Cristiano Ronaldo did what? Pulled out from forward, move it to the wing, disturbing Diego Dalot from doing any overlap, and allowing Dybala, Ramsey, and of course Chiesa to combine so well and punish AC Milan.
You see, I was going to talk about that. That was fantastic. You see, when Ramsey naturally, he has lots of energy. He wants
definitely can box to box.
He wants to keep running. The Ramsey we know is the usual box to box. He has the eye for goal and what have you. But then another thing you can't take away from Ramsey is his versatility. Ramsey, when he came back from that broken leg, played as centre back in the FA Cup 2-0 loss to Manchester United. He's played on the wings before. Wenger tried him on the wings, a couple of times. So that tells you can actually play on the wing. The idea was this. You're playing a midfielder on the wings. Definitely,
as a disguise.
Definitely likes to tackle.
Yeah.
So obviously, and you're playing to give room for Ronaldo to play as as a second striker. In Ronaldo, you can get that hot goal.
Mm.
He has the goal, and of course, in a match against a tough opponent like AC Milan, you might not have to chances to score too many
Of
goals.
course, definitely.
You might have to take your chances. So with Ronaldo, you can actually, is someone you can actually rely on to say, okay, if you have 2.5 chances, you can take 1.5, and the other one perhaps saved by the goalkeeper. So what he did with Ramsey was, okay, Ramsey, stay on the wings, to prevent an overlap from Diogo Dalot, keep him busy. Meanwhile, you can also, when they are defending,
it will come back.
Sorry, when AC Milan is attacking,
It will come back.
he can stop Diogo Dalot. Meanwhile, you can also, when they are defending,
it will come back.
Sorry, when AC Milan is attacking,
it will come back.
He can stop Diogo Dalot. His eye for goal, his ability to time his run into the box to perfection will come in handy. So now So when AC Milan is attacking, he's actually a stopper. When Juventus are attacking, he's a menacing, disturbance to AC Milan. That was fantastic from Andre Pirlo. People might not see the importance of Aaron Ramsey in that team. In fact, he's coming into the side. It's the reason why Morata is finding it difficult to get back into the team. Because with Ramsey in the side, you can play Ronaldo as a striker. You can play two forward, two strikers. The Dybala will definitely assist Ronaldo. And if you have to pick between Ronaldo and Morata as your center forward, who would you pick?
You pick Ronaldo, definitely.
Okay, pick Ronaldo, definitely. And of course, for AC Milan, they lost their first game. And of course, Kanahogu, Rafael Leao, I've watched the last 2 games of Juventus have been 7 goals scored. I mean, in both games, considered just 1 goal that was against AC Milan. And like I said, he has been able to use this same set of players apart from McKennie coming on board. But something Pirlo did in that game that felt was a gamble was pulling out in the 63rd and 64th minute. He pulled out Chiesa, and of course Dybala, and brought in Kulusevski, and of course McKennie. You pull out two of your most effective players, and brought in 2 set of players, and I felt this is dangerous. Eventually it worked out, but if you are playing against a more dominant team,
true.
And in fact, the moment those 2 guys came out, what Pioli did was telling Rafael Leao, move into space, and they got to go.
Yes.
That was where I'm looking at the rookie effect of a certain Andre Pirlo as a Juventus manager.
Yeah, I agree with you absolutely. For me personally, and I don't have any explanation for that, because if I was in his shoes, I would definitely keep the 2 players that have been disturbing.
I mean, they've been disturbing AC Milan,
of course.
And so why pull out 2 of your most? Is a terrific gamble.
Yes.
It could backfire.
Well, a rookie manager is going to learn on the job. And part of learning on the job is making some mistakes, but thankfully it wasn't costly. I mean, they won the match 3-1. So what you are saying is, I know, it's a benefit of hindsight. They will go back. They will look, okay, next time let me not make this mistake. Assuming he lost the match to that error now.
I think it should have been more later in the game if he did that. I think that was quite early. He shouldn't have done that.
64th minute.
That's very risky, So I think he should have done that later in the game. Probably 85th minute or something should have been better. But at the end of the day, McKennie got a goal, and
Of course, definitely. Of course, that was repaying the fate of the manager. McKennie getting a goal, definitely. I run out of matches once again. It's 3:52 already. Play time almost. Or Barnsley beating Tranmere Rovers 1-0 at the moment, 62 minutes. Bristol against Portsmouth 1-0 draw. Chelsea still leading 3 goals to nothing. Cheltenham Town 0, Mansfield Town 0. Crawley Town 2, Leeds United. Yeah, what did I see? So Bielsa has been punished at the moment. Call it down at 2 Leeds United 0, City 3, Birmingham 0. Later in the day, we're going to see Marine against Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, Newport County against Brighton and Hove Albion late at night. In Spain, it's Levante 2, Eibar 1, Cadiz, Deportivo later in the day. River Valladolid against Valencia also later in the day. And of course, in the German Bundesliga, it's goalless. 22 minutes, Augsburg 0, VfB Stuttgart 1. Amina Bielefeld and Hertha Berlin later in the day. While in Italy, like I said before, Roma Inter played a 2-2 draw. Hellas Verona 2, Crotone goalless. Udinese, and of course, Napoli 1-1 draw there. Fiorentina against Cagliari later in the day. And for the last match of the day, we're definitely going to be Juventus against Sassuolo. That's a round of matches. I would talk. I'm tempted to talk Barcelona It seems to be a new breed because the last two games have been fantastic. But then maybe I'm going to give them some kind of time to see if that good run will actually continue. But before we leave Italy, I put this out. Corrales said, let's wait to see if Milan, after 30 games, will still be there. Should we say, perhaps, that win against Milan might spur Juventus on and they do what they know how to do best?
Yes, it's possible. Of course, I think Pirlo is actually getting a rhythm here. He's tried this and it's worked for him. Yes, he beat the AC Milan that has gone unbeaten and all that. So I think he's getting his tweak prop. And I think he's going to come good at the end of the day, at the end of the season.
Wenger.
Well, for me, yes, I think so. Let's take a good look at the Premier League. Manchester City, they started the season, they were shaky, they were being beaten here and there. But now, when you look at them, they have 2 games in hand. They are actually, if they win their outstanding 2 games, they will go top of Liverpool. And if Manchester United fails to win the outstanding at the midweek, they would actually go top of Manchester United too. So that tells you that there's something called stuff of champions. Even when they are struggling, so far they still have that that opportunity to go tops. You cannot totally, because in them, champions, what you have in champions is actually the fighting spirit. That's what you call stuff of champions. When the chips are down, they know how to raise their bar. What happens to AC? It's good that AC Milan, they lost 1 match and they bounce back with a win immediately. But the truth is, they cannot go the entire season without having their rough patch. They will have to cope with injuries, suspensions, here and there. And of course, let's not forget that they're in the Europa League. When push comes to shove, when they have to start playing Thursday and Saturday, they have Thursday and Sunday to cope. Those are things that would, bring to the fore.
Okay, there are things I will bring to the fore definitely on the program. I'm afraid that might just be a wrap on today's episode of Sports. Also breaking down managers' tactics. Listeners, we're keeping this on till we'll put things together for definitely. I know most of the people are expecting a season 2 of Sport. Also, definitely we're putting things together, and so we'll keep up this with you guys before we begin that. Just keep calm. Definitely information is getting to reach everyone when that one will start soonest. Definitely, guys, I'm very grateful. Let me say thank you.
It's a pleasure.
That's the wrap on today's episode. And of course, until next week, Sunday, we'll be back on the show again. Let's come and do this once more. Many thanks to my producer, Babatunde Tiamiyu. And of course, everyone that are listening, join us online. I say a very big thank you to you as well. Tomorrow by 8 a.m., join Idris Abiola on Sports Spectra. I'll give you a rundown of all happens in the world of sports. Till then, I remain the sports illuminator, Raymond Tululokwe, saying, don't be unstoppable in 2021. Good afternoon.
Looked like he was shot out of a cannon down the lane.
Over the top for Jamie Vardy. This is where he wants it. It's Jamie Vardy! What a goal! Bournemouth, 4 cold at the back.